Hey everyone, I thought I'd go ahead and start making Valentine cards, and I pulled out a card that I made last year. This isn't a Valentine card, but I thought I would use it for inspiration for my Valentine card today because I really like the layout, and I actually never did a video on this card, but I thought it was really cute. I used a Ladybug stamp set by Stephanie Bernard, and I just loved how it turned out. It was just so much fun and so cute, so I thought I'd use the same idea. So my card's not put together yet. We're going to kind of do it on camera, and hopefully everything will just turn out all right. So I thought I'd do the same thing. We'll do a gatefold card. And so I have an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock, and I went ahead and scored it at 2 1/8, turned it and scored it at 2 1/8, and then folded it together, and that's what gives me the gatefold. So we'll set that aside, and then I also went ahead and cut two other panels. I cut two black cardstock panels that are 2 inches by 5 3/8, and then two pattern paper, and this pattern paper I made myself. I went ahead and stamped this Hero Arts background stamp, which, you know, if you don't have the pattern paper that you like, make your own. So I did. So I have two panels here that measure 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, and then I also sponged around the edges. I used a little ink dauber here that looks like this, little finger dauber, and I dipped it into the rich raspberry ink and just sponged around the edges. So let's go ahead and put the basics that I've showed you together, and then I'll show you what our main image is going to be. So this is going to be a little bit of a kind of a darker themed Valentine's Day card, which I thought would be fun because I don't know, I tend to lean towards the bright, but thought it might be nice to do something with a little more depth. Also to give some variety. And then I'll also show you another card that I made that's a little bit brighter in color. So you have to excuse my voice. I'm battling a little bit of a cold today. But at least I finally stopped coughing enough that I actually can shoot a video. So yay, it's been a little while. And then we'll go ahead and attach these two panels onto our card. I'm just using the Tombow stamp runner. Whoops. Okay, so this puts us at the basis. And then I also went ahead and cut out a couple of more pieces. I cut out a, this is Rich Razzleberry. It's a Stampin' Up color. It's from their Brights pack cardstock. And this square measures 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then I have a black square that's going to go on top that measures 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 as well. But I went ahead and just grabbed some fun little scallop scissors that I had in my stash and just cut around the edges so I'd have a fun scallop. So those will go together like this. So let's go ahead and put those together. There we go. And this is going to end up going on here. And then I also made another piece of the striped paper and cut another square. And this square measures 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. I've also punched a hole on top and a hole on bottom because I was thinking I'd add these fun little antique brads. I thought that would give a little bit of weight to our card and help it stay closed as we're doing a gatefold card. You'll see that as I close that it's kind of sticking out a little bit. So I'm just going to grab some of these Tim Holtz scissors because they're nice and strong and just trim off that excess, and then it won't hang over the edge of my card. And luckily they'll stay. I mean, luckily they're sharp, they will stay. And then I have a little piece of tape here that I'm going to use just to kind of hold my brad into place so it doesn't move around so much. I'll press that on. There we go. So we've got two brads. So this is going to go in the center like this. And now let's go ahead and talk about our focal image. So this is kind of where I was really having some fun. I pulled out a brand new stamp by Stampin' Up, and it's called Flowerful Heart. And I got the wood version. It's so cute. Love it. And I'm going to just stamp it onto a piece of rich raspberry cardstock. And I wanted to emboss it. Kind of don't like dealing with black embossing powder that much, and so I'm going to use some black Versafine, an ink pad, a Versafine pad, because it's a ink that stays wet longer. We actually can use it to emboss. So we'll put it on. and stamp it. And then I'm going to pull up something to catch my embossing powder here, and we'll use some clear embossing powder. To coat our image. And as per usual, I forgot to do my embossing powder bag. Seems to be a habit with me, but it looks like we're going to be okay. I'm just going to cover one more spot here, just a little bit more. There we go. And then we'll hit that with the heat gun. Let me just clean up my mess here real quick. Right back into the jar. And then we'll hit it with the heat gun. I'm using the Stampin' Up! Heat gun. 2 settings. I think I've mentioned this before. Setting number 1 is more kind of like a hair dryer, and number 2 is what gives us the heat. Let's get a little heat going here. I don't hold this here for very long, just long enough to feel that it's getting hot. Once I start to feel that heat coming, we'll grab our image here. And you can watch the heat embossing happen. It's just like magic. So much fun to watch. There we go, and then it gets all shiny. And then we're going to go ahead and cut this out. And what's nice with this stamp is there is a framelit that Stampin' Up! Has that actually matches it. So I'm going to grab it. It's from the Hearts collection. And so I'll grab the size that will fit our little heart here. And we'll go ahead and cut this out with our Cuttlebug. Let's pull into view here. So we've got our A plate, B plate, the image we're going to cut, and our little framelit. And then we'll send this on through. You only need to send it through once, but I'm going to just roll it back towards me for ease of getting it out. I keep bumping my camera. And then you have that cute little heart. Isn't that cute? Love it. Okay, so we'll pull that to the side and we'll pull back our card pieces. And then to put my card together, I thought it would be fun to use a Cricut cartridge because they have so many fun little heart shapes. And so I grabbed this Victorian Romance Cricut cartridge, and you'll see this image right here. I cut this heart out twice. I used some glitter paper by the Cuts with the View, and I cut this at, this was, hang on, looking for my notes, 2.75, so 2 3/4. Love that glitter. It's almost like a dark, dark gray. And then I also cut out a bigger one to go on the inside, and this one is 3.25, so 3 1/4. And then I also cut out this heart right here, which I thought was just sweet. But there's 2 versions of it. There's one that's like this, and then there's one that has the solid center in the middle. And you'll also notice on this one it has 2 holes in the middle. So I thought that would be really fun to play with. But I'm not going to do that in this card. So this is just vellum. And so let's put this card together. I thought it would be cute to kind of just layer these together just like that. Isn't that cute? So let's just put her together. So I'm going to grab just a little bit of glue to go on the back of this vellum piece. And we'll line that up. And obviously you're not going to see the center here. This is just merely to adhere it together. And then on this one, I think I'll stick it up with some pop dots. Let me grab those. These are some oldies. Don't even remember where I got these pop dots. Just trying to use what is in my stash before I buy new stuff. Okay. I just don't like being wasteful. I even have a separate drawer that I use to put my scraps in. Okay, and then we'll line this up. Just like that. And then let's put the rest of our card together. So I want this to be kind of on a diagonal here. So let's put this piece on first because we know we only want it to be on half. So. I'm going to come down just a little bit because I know I want to put a sentiment up on the top. So that way it's just on the one side there. And then this piece that's going to go in the middle, let's go ahead and add a little bit more adhesive. And then we can balance this piece here, just like that. And then I think I want to pop dot this one up as well, just to give it lots of dimension, since that's kind of our focal point, right? One right in the middle. Oops, am I going to make it? The tail end of these dimensionals here. Let's see, one more. There we go. And then we'll add that in the middle. So cute, I love it. And now we just need a quick little sentiment. And for that, I used another Stampin' Up! Stamp set. Oops, wrong one. I have a lot of projects going on here at the table. I think this one's called Vintage Verses. And I used There's Only One You. And I went ahead and stamped that out on vellum with that same black Versafine pad that we just used here. And then I went ahead and used the clear embossing powder and embossed on the vellum as well. And then I cut 2 little 1-inch pieces of the glitter paper that we used for our heart, cut them into a pennant. But before I added them on to my little vellum piece here, I used those scallop scissors again. So now this is going to go on the top here, but remember we only want to put adhesive on 1/2 of it. And so we don't want to put it under the vellum because you'll see it, unless you use like a vellum tape, like Scotch makes a great one, something that you won't see the adhesive. So we're just going to put adhesive on this left side because we know that it won't show through if we do it under the paper. So let's grab some adhesive. I really want to get that good and coated so I know it's going to stick well. And then we can center our piece here, just like that. And then when you open it, the whole sentiment will come. Isn't that cute? Then let's do our centerpiece while we've got this open. Again, that's what this other heart is for. And so we'll add some adhesive. And on this heart, I also sponged around it with the Raspberry Ripple ink pad. And we'll center that. And there we go. I love how that turned out. So much fun. And the weight of these brads helps hold the card closed. So cute. So now another little version of this card. So again, here was my inspiration card. Is I took the similar idea and transferred it to another card, and on this one I used the Cherry Cobbler color, and I also decided to emboss directly on the card, and so I used this fun stamp set, which is by Lawn Fawn, and it's called Sally's ABCs, but what I decided to do was to alternate my letters with uppercase and lowercase, just to give a fun little font. I thought that was really sweet. So I used the same little heart, and I punched a hole in the middle and tied a little ribbon. And then something exciting I can't show you, but it's a fun little pennant that is coming soon to Stampin' Up! So, but if you obviously don't have that yet, you can just cut a little pennant to add and glue on. And then I used the little Hearts of Flutter, Heart Confetti Punch by Martha Stewart, and made some little hearts. And then I covered the black ones with glossy accents and the red ones with some Christmas red stickles. And then I also added some more hearts down here. I don't know how well those will show up on camera, but there's some fun little silver hearts down here at the bottom. And so there's another version. So anyhow, I hope you're having a great day and might consider doing some fun embossing or pulling out your Cricut, and also looking at some cards that you've made in the past and giving yourself your own inspiration. So have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye.